trying to look at that's the play of the week. Ah, Jesus. We have this thing with Mandarin called the story of the season. Story of the season. It's a newsletter, and I paid for an advertisement, and I just like we had some really good plays last week, and I don't think that was quite the play that I would want to represent my play of the week. But whatever. It is what it is. It's early. Damn, we gotta get some light here. Let me turn my hat backwards. All right, now you can see my face. What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36. And this is Big Games BS. I'm part of Den Media Group, brought to you by AlphaMaleJax.com. AlphaMaleJax.com is the go-to website for all things male enhancement related. Like you need to go there, weight loss, hormone replacement therapy, all kinds of different things. You need to go, you need to check it out. I'm gonna give a personal thing here. Not for me, but my guy hits me up. I trained his son. A lot of my clients, if we keep in contact with me, I keep in contact with them for life. Like it's a really good bond and personal relationship. What does that say? Oof. Yeah, we're gonna save that one. We gotta come back to that. Oh, trust and believe. If you don't believe in Jesus, believe I'm going to talk about college football in that game. Like I told somebody, I put it like this just to give a preview. If God allows my Mandarin Mustangs to beat Bowles High School and Miami University to win tonight, I will be in somebody's church in Orlando, Florida on Sunday. I want you to hear me clearly. Miami University wins, not the University of Miami. Matter of fact, if Miami University wins, I'm probably, if just Miami University wins, I will be bedside Baptist. I will be watching. Y'all pick the church that y'all like. Matter of fact, if anybody's listening to this and is in Orlando, and you got a church that I could be a guest at, you let me know I'm coming. I want the earliest service. I want early morning service. I'm coming with a notebook and a Bible. And I'm going to leave a tithe to that church. So if you got a church in Orlando, let me know. But back to Alpha Male Jax. My guy hits me up. Yo, homie, I can't find the info on the male TRT shit. Can you send me the young lady's contact info again? I didn't see it on your text or Instagram. I need to get stacked. He's like, how do I ask for the good stuff? Are we talking 2,000 to 3,000 up front, or how much a month I have on my test? I want to look like Mike Tyson. I'm not fucking around. I'll be a grandpa in November. I want to be Jack for my grandson. And she definitely reached out very quick. I'm telling you guys, one of the benefits of my sponsorship with me is that it's not even a sponsorship. It's a relationship building. You become a part of the show. I become your customer sales representative. So I go ahead and I tell people I connect the dots, connect you right with the people. So I don't know if you got a small business, you want to make money. I like to make money. We can all make money together. How about that? So go check that out. Check out my guy CJ Wilson. He just posted up his second episode of Dope Talk. Breaking down LSU with the LSU on 3 beat reporter. It's probably pretty good. Last night, shout out to everybody who. Oh, we'll talk about that in a little bit when we do our breakdown. So, oh man, Arik, I hope I said your name right. If you could shoot me that Paul Feinblom video about how Florida was going to beat Utah, I would appreciate that. Shout out to Angelo for checking it out. Hopefully we'll see a lot of y'all at the tailgate. That's the most important thing right now. I am stressed. I ain't gonna lie to you, not gonna hold you. I'm stressed the fuck out. A lot of craziness has been going on when it comes to it, but a lot of y'all asking really, well, it's not good questions. You know, they say in school that there's no such thing as a dumb question, and I think that's a lie. No, that's the truth. There's no such thing as a stupid question. There's just sometimes stupid people who ask questions. And that's me kind of picking fun on everybody. Listen, tomorrow night, we're having a block party at 133 Church Street. The block party is free, unless you want beverages. You can purchase beverages individually, like soda, juice, cups of ice, things like that. I cannot sell you liquor, but you can't touch the liquor unless you buy a beverage band. So, like, or you bring a bottle, one of the two. You can bring a bottle, you can buy a beverage band. The beverage bands are $30. They're on the Ticket Tailor website. That is on my pin tweet. The tailgate is on Sunday. It's all you can eat, all you can drink beverages, sodas, water, ice, stuff like that. If you don't have I think it's a yellow band, you cannot touch the table unless you bring a bottle. If white bands, all the food, all the sodas, all the other stuff that you could drink. It does not include parking. Parking can be bought separately. 1333, yeah, 1333 Long Street. When I get there tomorrow, I will probably go live so that everybody can see exactly how you can get to the new parking spot. There are about 40 spots available. They're $150 a piece. That's not my price. That's actually the cheapest that I could try to make it. Hey, if those people don't make money on their lot, they don't make money on their lot. If you want to buy it more expensive, man, God bless. I am all there for you. I appreciate you guys nonetheless. It's not my call, man. Not my call. The tailgate, I could not possibly make the tailgate any cheaper. And yeah, so that's that. Make sure I get my notes here so I can make sure I'm on track. So we got that going. The tailgate, block party. Block party will have a live band. That's Pressure. They're coming down there. They're gonna rock the house. They're gonna do their damn thug dizzle. I really enjoy them. Hopefully you'll enjoy them. Hopefully we'll get a bunch of you guys to come out. There'll be a DJ. If not, I'm gonna be there front row live, enjoying my goddamn self with the goddamn band that I paid money for. So, but it's dope. So on that note, more content dropped to the channel. If you want to know what it's like and how bowl games are selected, I have a great show with the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl Drive to Selection presented by Toyota. Me and Greg McGarity, former athletic director of the Georgia Bulldogs, go down and we talk about how the Gator Bowl selects the teams. And we talk about week 0 games. We talk about week 1 matchups. We talk about a whole bunch of other different that would affect the Toyota Gator Bowl. Next week's show will probably be even more dynamic as more teams have lost. And what happens is the Gator Bowl is about like they get a chance to pick like the 3rd ACC representative this year in theory. And they get to pick about the 4th SEC representative in theory. So those are all things that you want to go. I'm out educating people, creating dope content. Also, we should be posting story of the season on our own YouTube channel with the highlights of the Mandarin Fletcher game from last week. Well, Mandarin has bowls this week, so that's not on there. But click on that box of stuff, Miles. This is just one of the vendors, Peachy Boys Barbecue. Just some of the stuff that he's buying. That's a lot of ribs, a lot of birds. Like, you know, again, he got so many chickens that they thinking he the chicken man. That's who the Miami Hurricanes are accusing of buying the chickens and shit. That's our lead booster. So we got the food going down there. It should be good. We're gonna hopefully have plates. We'll hopefully have all the other stuff, you know, going on. Unfortunately, we didn't get to 3,000 subs, so you know, we just gotta keep grinding, gotta keep doing a better job, I guess. But you know, so no money, no tickets. So technically, if you got $200, I got 2 tickets for you. So $200 get you 2 tickets. No, excuse me. $200 per ticket. That's what we'll get you. So into the show. Robert Owens, yes, you could. James, I could take pictures of the lot this afternoon. Yeah, if you could go do that, Rob, that's dope. Yeah, please do that. Go take pictures of the lot. And the main thing is go take pictures of 1333 Long Street, so that people can see exactly where it's at, and we can get that thing going. Before we get into college football and sports, being back, we have in the members only section, guys. In the members only section, you got to be a member. So pay your $3.99. I don't know why people are trying to avoid this. We have college football pick'em. We're going to do a college football pick'em, and we're going to do an NFL pick'em. The NFL is, I believe, NFL is straight up wins because it's very difficult to bet the spread. College football, we're going against the spread. If you win, you get $50. Unless it's a tie, then it rolls over into the next week. So, I mean, right now, I believe we have. Let me go check to see how many people are in there. So again, my membership has perks. Let's see here. We have, I think last time I checked, we only have 3 people in the group. So, man, I know y'all balling, but get that free 50. But yeah, we only have 3 guys in the group. Just make sure I know who you are, some of you guys, because y'all got code names and shit in this group. So we got G Gray. I can't see the other one, but I'm one of the 3. So check that out. Going on. But breaking news: ACC votes to add Stanford, Cal, and SMU conference presidents approve expansion to 18 schools. We knew the North Carolina school would defect. So basically, Clemson and Florida State really didn't have much to say. The ACC is expected to receive around $72 million in additional media rights revenue as a result of the expansion, per multiple reports, with 50 to 60 million of that revenue being made available to the ACC to distribute as a part of a revised financial model or incentive program. All 3 schools, along with the rest of the league, may be eligible to earn additional revenue based on incentives tied to success to major sports, specifically football and men's basketball. An incentive distribution model is still under discussion by the ACC, but many expect one to formally be introduced to the 2024 football season. Clemson, Florida State, North Carolina, and NC State were initially opposed to expansion. League bylaws require 12 of 15 voting members, including Notre Dame, to vote in the affirmative of the expansion. Basically, somebody folded. It's now here's the cool thing is that it does make the ACC more viable for ESPN to be able to go back into Cali. Oh man, that's a dope commercial. Hopefully that doesn't fuck me over, man. Like, and now I gotta cut that out. But now you're East Coast, West Coast. Technically Pitt is the Midwest, not like more East Coast, but like closer to the Midwest than it is the East Coast. But we got a bunch of other stuff. So the ACC, the only way I can see Florida State staying in the ACC still is if they go and they try to make a real big time push to get more better members. Like, but the problem is the mainstays of Ohio State, like there are no more big name programs available that are going to just leave that are going to make you that much more viable. But all in all, college football is back, and boy, is it back more than ever. Was last night everything that you ever imagined it could be? Oh my goodness, college football was so dope. But not just college football. I am a guy who loves looking at beauty. When God created women or the ancestors or whatever you believe, he did a good thing. And I used to tell my female clients that I used to train, a lot of them, their bodies were bigger. And so girls are like, oh, I want to be the petite bar. I said, baby, listen, I'm telling you this as an older brother. I was like, you're going to win when you get to college. Trust me, you're going to be around a bunch of athletes, and the athletes don't want to breed with mortals. They want to breed with other athletes. And there's nothing better than watching a volleyball player work out. They wear them little shorts, and they all got a little bit of a wagon, a little enough on them. But like, I don't think they get celebrated enough. Like, I love Florida State women's basketball. I love our volleyball team. I had a lot of friends on the volleyball team when I played. I'm a big Michaela Edenfield fan. I had to make sure Coach Lonnie knew that when I met her. But Nebraska has one of the largest stadiums in college football. They have one of the best fan bases. They literally sell out their spring game. But this right here is unmatched energy. I think more schools need to replicate this model. And I think Nebraska probably will have a built-in recruiting advantage because who wouldn't want to play in this shit? Roll that beautiful bean footage. This shit is geeked. They don't, matter of fact, I think you can go ahead and play it. They deserve to have this more than the Nebraska football team, who lost. Look at their that's 92,000 came to a volleyball game. I believe they had a crowd, like it was Wisconsin did something like this, but their arena's bigger and they had a big ass turnout here. Just they got the red lights going. These girls about to go whip some ass. You can't help but want to whoop ass when you walk out like this. Look at the coach. The coach is just swagged out. It's not hot in Nebraska probably at this point. It ain't like Florida hot. Like I know we couldn't do this in Florida. But like just clapping and all that shit. I wish we can play. Is the sound playing with this? Nah, don't do it because it's probably playing some rap song and I'm gonna have to mute it anyway. Just imagining you're on my this is where we need the sound on the roadcaster thing. But like they got the smoke coming out. The only thing is that's a long ass walk that the girls probably aren't used to making, but like they hella warmed up by the time they get there though. And like who would want to be in the nosebleeds for a volleyball game? Like you really can't see it. But like this shit is lit, dog. I'm sorry, bro. Like that's maybe it's just me. Maybe in my older age, I'm getting more sentimental and shit. But like, I think those are cool. Eric says, "Gymnastic ladies, man, you are right, dog. Like them gymnastic girls is dope." Um, man, like that's just college. So it's not just college football. Volleyball's playing. Be sure, especially on the high school level, support. If your kids go to high school, let them get the full experience. Support every sport in your high school. Soccer gets played in the winter. Florida State has good soccer as well, good volleyball. Support all those things. Before we get into the college football stuff, I want people to realize that, should I talk? No, I'm going to talk about the other games. Then I'm going to talk about the SEC before I go into the game that everybody was waiting on. Must see TV, box office boys, Thursday night football. Nothing gets them engaged like Thursday night football. You know why I hate when the ACC used to play Thursday night football? I loved it for smaller colleges because it was meant for that. JV football, it played on Thursday in the South. So instead of me going to support my local JV football team, I had to go watch the Florida Gators. But let's talk about some of the other notable games that were played on Thursday. Elon played Wake Forest, which they play all the time. They play them pretty tough. I don't even want to gauge that. 37-17. UCF, who I think arguably will be considered in the Big Three in the next 5 years. 56-6. NC State fought off UConn 24-14 in a battle. Minnesota beat Nebraska after their running back, who was running hard, decided that he wanted to fumble the ball. Jeff Sims, my guy, Denny's guy, original Florida State commit, decommitted, went to Georgia Tech, beat Florida State in his first ever college game, and has been downhill ever since for him. Nebraska lost 13-10, and now I'm going to Nebraska and Arizona State played so bad that I feel like I'm going to have to eat my words about Deion not winning 5 games. Arizona State started Jaden Rashada, who was originally committed to both Miami and the University of Florida. His commitment went so bad. He's the one who they said was supposed to be getting like $9 million. But Florida couldn't afford it. So, but he looked good. He looked decent for a kid playing his first game. We'll look at his stats a little bit. I don't know what Arizona State was doing. He was 18 for 31, 236 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Not bad for your first outing, even if the team you played wasn't very good. But that leads us into what we're going to discuss and break down in the game that we saw yesterday that probably had a really, really good amount of people watching it. The most talented teams in the SEC per 247 Sports. Number 1, Alabama. Number 2, the University of Georgia, as my boy Chris says. Number 3, Texas A&M. Number 4, the LSU Tigers. Number 5, the Florida Gators. Number 6, Tennessee Volunteers. Number 7, Auburn Tigers, War Eagle. Number 8, South Carolina. Number 9, Ole Miss. Number 10, Missouri. Number 11, Mississippi State. Number 12, University of Kentucky, 13, Ark, Kansas, and 14, Vanderbilt Commodores. The University of Florida went to Salt Lake City, aka Sac Lake City, apparently, and they got a chance to go up against the Florida Gators. The Florida Gators did something that they have not done in 30 years. They played their first non-conference road game outside of the state of Florida in 30 years. Not the first game out of the state, their first game on the road. They played Michigan in Dallas a few years ago in 2017, got boat raced, and they just played the Utah Utes in Salt Lake City at the University of Utah. High elevation, fleeing a hurricane, whole bunch of other shit that was going on, like just a lot of adversity. Adversity is what makes college sports great. All week we heard about, all off season, we've heard about Murder Mertz. We've heard about how good this defense is. You Florida fans, you mocked and ridiculed me. You told me that I was wrong for saying that Fat Jonah Hill cosplaying as Kirby Smart wasn't a good DC. I've read the comments. You guys roasted me. Well, he's not the reason that you lost. The defense, albeit looked very silly at times, looked decent, considering you were playing the third string quarterback. You heard that correctly. Cam Rising, the starting quarterback, tore his ACL in the bowl game last year. The backup quarterback broke his collarbone in the scrimmage during a few weeks ago. You played a quarterback that played wide receiver in every other position the year before, and a guy who was coming in that got some practice snaps. Notable tweeter put that UF had more talent across the board than Utah, which they did. They had the better quarterback, the better running back, better wide receiver. He gave them the tight ends, better offensive line, better defensive line, better linebackers, better cornerback, better safeties is on Utah. Utah had better tight end, better safety. Florida was better than them across the board. And that game they played 30 years ago was the Syracuse Orangemen. And anybody want to guess what the University of Florida 30 years ago did when they played Syracuse? They lost. Notable friend of the show and has one of the most popular Gator podcasts along with Ryan the Hacker Green. Denny Thompson. Denny Thompson has some very, very strong comments about the University of Florida going into Georgia. Going into Utah. UF versus Utah, who you got? Utah hasn't been in a situation where a mad SEC team who has been talked down about the entire offseason is coming into their house. Denny is one of the best in this game, like especially at quarterback shit. What does Denny got to say about all of this, man? We need that sound too. Like, crank that shit up. 1010 XL is the home of the Florida Gators. The home of the Florida Gators. That's the way the guy sounds. It's like they're like, that's all they talk about is Gator. Like, I wonder what they're talking about today, because it's going to be interesting.
And I almost think that going into Salt Lake City and it is us against the world is a mentality that helps Florida. I think they get off that bus. They understand we're about to get our knuckles bloody. We're about to be in a street fight, and we're here for it. And so I don't think that Utah has been in that situation to where they have I know they haven't, a mad SEC team who's been talked down about and talked down to the entire offseason coming into their house, and everybody's assuming that they're about to get the brakes beat off of them. Utah hasn't faced that either.
Man, my guy, man, I love my guy. Few texts that I got because nobody has. People think I have a ton of sources for Florida State. Guess where I have more sources? The University of fucking Florida. This is a joke. I can't say it out loud, but dude is straight Billy Taggart. You guys, Florida State fans, we know that all well and true. Team can't line up. Awful play calling, terrible situation football, and embarrassing game management. So far over his head. This is Utah. I don't care how they're ranked. It's Utah. You just let Utah man you up 70% of the snaps. Think about that. Utah playing straight man on Florida, and you throw underneath routes to the boundary the entire night. Now, if you listen to last night's show, the Wednesday show, man, I wish we had that right now, Miles. There was this thing, actually, yeah, go back. Just put this, yeah, we're going to put this video up first. No, what you just had up. Because I want people to analyze this. If you listen to this on SoundCloud, on Apple Podcasts and all that other stuff, cool. Get to the goddamn YouTube so you can see this video. Can you blow this up real quick? I want people to just see this on the screen. And you need to see this. I want you to look at this defense and then think about, again, I don't want y'all coming in my comments saying James Coleman's a racist because James Coleman isn't. I just dapped my guy Scott up, my business partner. I got a ton of business with white people. Matter of fact, you can't even say I'm a Gatorist because Blake is my lawyer and he's a fucking Gator and he's probably the happiest person in motherfucking this earth. Still positive. But there's notably a lot of light-skinned and pale people in this secondary. And they all play straight man coverage on them, which is the most disrespectful type of coverage you can have, because that means I got better. It's called cat ball. I got better cats than you, and I'm going to bring pressure. And I don't think your quarterback, who's been playing for years, has the gonads to sit in the pocket and make a fucking good read. Now, I'll tell you this. Mertz impressed me. That man can take an ass whooping, boy. He can take an ass whooping with the best of them. He was getting knocked on his ass left and right to the tune of 5 sacks. Should have been more. The man Florida gave up 5 sacks. For them to have a better offensive line, guess how many sacks that the University of Utah gave up? Don't worry, I'll tell you. They don't. They didn't give up any sacks. Can I clarify Sunday? We have to bring a bottle of alcohol. No, Terry. I have to. Terry, if you got if you bought the $60 tailgate ticket, you're good. I just have to say things in a different way. Just buy the band. If you got a band, you're good. Band's good. No band, not. Actually, on Sunday, if you don't have a band, you can come. The only thing you can really do is come in there and hang out. Don't touch the food. Don't touch nothing. But if you got the band, you already bought the tailgate ticket, you're good to go. Hold on. Let's see. Forgot where I was at with that. But my man Denny, I'm not mad at Denny. Denny's feeling the same way about his school as I feel about my school going into Sunday. And if we look this bad, I would be distraught. I hope we don't. I mean, we're playing a much better team, but there's one thing to lose a game and one thing to look bad. And there's a bunch of other stuff. So let's play this clip right here. Now, we're going to play a couple of the highlights of this game. This is Murder Mertz, who everybody said, some notable tweeters said he was the best. We're going to show that he's the best quarterback in Big 3. Let's look at what the best quarterback in Big 3 did yesterday. Pressure. Got a guy. Hold on, go back. I love breaking down film. Let's go back. Boom, a little bit further back. Because it happens quick. All right. So they're bringing pressure, right? So let's look at this. Florida has 3 receivers to your top left. Two of their DBs are covering the guy right there at the 15-yard line. That linebacker, while peeking at the wide receiver that's about to run this drag or slant, I think that's a drag. He's peeking at him. There's a guy behind him. That safety to the bottom right, top of the bottom right, can't go and pick him off because he's got to pay attention to this guy running the post at the bottom right, the Florida guy in the white jersey, which also occupies this DB. You've got windows. They're not all world athletes. Ball should be out right now to the guy right at the 12-yard line, black line. Maybe he could have ran a better route. Boom. Release now. He's able to at least catch it and get down or get upfield, potentially give you a better chance. It's 3rd and long. But you got to at least, 3rd and 5, but you got to at least be able to get rid of the ball. Don't take the sack or do this. Now push play.
Bring pressure. Wentz gets the ball
What you
away.
don't do is throw it to the guy with the guy right there ready to smack him. And this guy hits him, and then he plays a little. We talked about Nebraska volleyball. But he plays a little volleyball right here. And he bats it up into the air.
Gets the ball away, batted up in the air, and it's intercepted. Off the carom, the catch is made by Sione Vaki.
Because I don't know his name. When I saw it, I thought it was like a curse word at first. Let me go pull this up because I have it saved in my notes. So I took notes. The receiver just got his bell rung. Like he's not like you don't throw you got to throw your guys into protected areas. But anyways, that's what happened with that. So now we go to the next play. I was trying to find a guy's name, but I just retweeted so much stuff that people were trolling. This is the quarterback running the ball. So again, your defensive course. This is what happens when you don't have an identity on defense, but you have a toolbox, and you have so many different things. And I mean, when I tell you, Miles, they were subbing guys like whole units, like hockey. Like nobody does that. Like you got a fat ass D tackle at 21 that just can't be like you're blowing plays by having him just run up and down the field. So right now, Utah has the black quarterback here. I'm gonna give you code. If you've never seen a black quarterback take snaps at a university, that there's no film on the black quarterback, and they just put him in, he's running the ball. We had to learn that too at Florida State. NC State put the black quarterback in, and we knew he couldn't throw. But for whatever reason, we were playing honest, and motherfucker just ran the ball. Didn't score, but he ran enough to be able to keep us here. And what's odd is right now, Florida is more flanked. They're outflanked to the right. But this touchdown goes to the left. So push play. And just again, this is the guy y'all chose to defend.
2nd and 8.
Play action. He's not going to make it. I'm going to fall down. Moment's too big. Oh, my God. He's fast. He's black. Oh, my God. I got going here. Mr. Go 30 will have a field day on that. Like, run that back, please, because it's just this is not good football. I don't want no parts of it. Oh, go back. Hold on. Let's just analyze this. Corner, like, it's clearly a run right now. Push play. I wish we could slow this down. Guys, linebacker's just terrible. This guy's in space. Like right now, if I pause this and I showed you guys this and I said that guy doesn't make a tackle, you would call me crazy. Well, he doesn't. He doesn't hear. This guy, I'm looking back, but oh, no, I don't want to tackle him. He's too fast. He jukes him 5. Go back. Go. It's 5 yards away, man. You're not taught to play defense like that. Step on toes, son. Have some heart. How do you get juked so far away? You didn't want no parts of that. Oh, you could have just died. Is that the fat one? The D tackle? The what? Just dive right now. Dive. Dude, it's so many. That's exactly what happened. You didn't push circle fast enough. And you didn't get the guy. All you do is push, you get to the right player, push square, and at least swipe at the leg. He falls, but nope, don't do it. I'm out of breath. He doesn't. He's going up and just trying to hook. You mean to tell me that the defense, that's not good defense. That's coaching. It's 2 things you're doing. You're either coaching it or allowing it. But what's wild is
2nd and 8.
Yeah, now that's true. I will give Fat Jonah Hill cosplaying as Kirby Smart his props. The only thing he could have done better is ran it for him. They were there. Now let's go. We're gonna go find it. The next play, I believe that we have to show from the highlights of this game. Hold on. All right, so this is how the game started. Miles, we gotta have this in slow motion. This is where Florida goes 3 and out. All I've heard is how much better Florida's defense is. They're going to dominate, blah, blah, blah. Brand new quarterback, right? I want to set the stage. New quarterback. Number 3, one of the best defenders in the nation, allegedly. This is what happens. This isn't even Utah's best wide receiver. All right, let's run this. This is beautiful. First play. And I wasn't even trolling when this happened. I just said, you know what? I don't think that's optimal. Got a little motion under center, eye formation. Another motion. Boom. Play action. Bringing some pressure. Steps in there. Doesn't feel you. We don't feel you. We don't believe you. You need more people. Push pause right here. Two guys in a perfect spot. What do you think happens here, good people? We'll show you. We will show you. Push play. Up top, falls down, and just waltzes into the end zone. First play on offense. Number 3 is like, man, I need some help. You were supposed to help me out, homie. I need some milk. Hamstrings tight. I just want people to realize Utah did this to Florida with the 3rd and 4th string quarterbacks. Can you imagine what a team is going to do to them with healthy quarterbacks? So that's basically, I mean, the game started off on a bad note. Again, they had 5 sacks. Utah, for reference, Utah did not have 8 of their starters for this game. Utah is probably the 4th or the 5th best talented team on their roster. If this is what a Pac-12 team, which is not known for being physical, is going to do to you, imagine what the SEC would do to you, since everybody loves to brag about the physicality and just how good the SEC is. So, they always say the SEC, it just means more. Yeah, I think you're going to get. They got a lot of things to fix. Luckily, it's on film, and all you can do is coach them up. Can't quit the season. Got to just get better. That's all you can do. A lot of things been said on there. This is basically what Graham Mertz looked like right there. Graham Mertz, I don't even know how many. I wonder if they got in the box score how many times he actually got hit. Trying to find this because my guy got a snot box rocks. It wasn't even Christian what they did to him. Let's see. We're gonna go team stats right here. We're gonna look at Florida was 1 for 13 on 3rd down. They went for it on 4th down five times against Utah, and they were 2 for 5. 333 yards passing by Graham Mertz, 31 for 44, 1 interception, one touchdown. 13 rushing attempts for 21 yards, 9 penalties, 46 yards. They had time of possession 31. They had 31 minutes and 52 seconds. They won time of possession. They won the yards gained. They had a lot of good things going for them. But again, I want to note they were going against 8 missing starters. If Cam Rising would have been there, this could have been a slaughter. Wish they had hits on that. They don't. But again, 5 sacks for Utah. Pretty good game. And there was a lot of drop passes. Former Florida State wide receiver Micah Pittman was there. He dropped a wide ass open pass. Very disappointed in Micah on that one, but I am proud of him making it come back. So something of note that I think the people need to know for trolling purposes, because they trolled the fuck out of us during this era. Rightfully so. Billy Napier has coached 14 games with the Florida Gators. He is 6-8 with no wins over rivals. Now, this next guy was fired after 18 games. Taggart's first 14 games at FSU, you know what his record was, Miles? 6-8 with no wins over rivals. When we tell you he's looking very Willie Taggart-ish, we're telling you because we lived through that. And it's not really trolling. It's just like, it's kind of, but you guys fight us kind of like that woman who's fighting when their family says, hey, this guy's a little possessive. This guy's a little weird. You might want to like let him go. Is that like the ESPN thing? that with the phone that says the phone? Oh, okay. Yeah, man. It was tough. Tough sledding, man. Brett McMurphy tweeted out, with Florida's loss at Utah, Gators still have not won a true road non-conference game outside the state of Florida in 34 years since beating Memphis on September 23rd, 1989. Of course, UF has only played 2 true road non-conference games outside of Florida in the last 34 years since the University of Memphis win. It's a long time, man. Long time. But I don't want to come out here because there was one great catch. If you go to the Gator season one, Miles, hopefully you have it up there. Okay. Because the Gator, like, I won't lie, man. Caleb Douglas, like, went up and got this ball. This DB, it's just a Gator season. Or Gators SZN. Yeah, this one right here. Yeah, he went up and got that. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It wasn't really the greatest throw by Mertz, but bravo, I guess. Touchdowns aren't easy to come by, so apparently he gets good. Had some pressure, not a good amount, but like the guy was covered well. If he would have turned around and looked for the ball, he probably would have got an interception. But Caleb Douglas went up there and grabbed that bitch. He straight up dunked on him. So dope on you. There's a silver lining in everything. But as I talked about earlier, I will be in somebody's church if God allows Mandarin football to win against Bowles and and Miami to beat Miami. Miami University, to specify. I know God wants specific prayers. Miami University plays this, but before we get into that, Miami made much ado about nothing the last week about how, it's about the kids. Florida State plays a bunch of transfers. Florida State has 12 I think it was 12 guys from the transfer portal that are starting at them. Miami has 8. Miami took 27 guys in the transfer portal the last 2 years to Florida State's 26. Well, now we must make that 28, as the University of Miami has emerged as a possible landing spot for ex-Alabama defensive line Jamel Burrows. The former 4-star recruit played in 11 games at Bama last season, finishing the year with 8 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and a sack. Allegedly, he is enrolled. And everybody at UM is like, yes, we're getting the trenches. They went from, what about the children? To, man, fuck them kids in a matter of minutes when it works for them. It's cool. You got Miami, you got Alabama's rejects. Dope, do your thing. But for the game, if you're in South Florida and you're looking for something to do cheap for the family, don't go watch a movie. I know the ACC is trying to strike a deal with movie theaters to show games. It's actually cheaper for you to go take your family to this game. You could get tickets as low as $7 for this game against Miami. Yeah, we got the actual link too. Yeah, so it's like boom, right there. You can go and click that link, get them for $7. Take the whole family out and get some popcorn and a hot dog. It'd still be cheaper than taking them to a movie. You'll be entertained. But what's scary is if you think about what happened in Miami last year when they played against a team that was of very little, like everybody just thought that they would beat. They went deep. Miami of Ohio has a quarterback named Brett Gabbert. And last season, he threw for 26 touchdowns and only 6 interceptions. He led the 21st best passing offense in the country. He's a Pro Football Focus preseason All-MAC second team, and he has a ball. He's throwing an absolute bomb right here on this. If you can go click on the second link on the Miami, yeah, that one right there. Throwing an absolute strike here. If Miami doesn't, get the pressure on the quarterback, like sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. This could be happening to them all night. They have guys that can get behind your defense, behind your coverage, all of that good shit. Miami of Ohio has a 10.5% chance of winning this game. Miami has an 89.5% chance of winning this game. It doesn't get any easier for the University of Miami after this. Miami is 17.5 point favorite. They lead the overall series 3-0. They've actually played each other. Tyler Van Dyke had a little bit of a hand injury in camp. They're saying that it's minor. Brett Gabbert is the brother of Blaine Gabbert, who used to be the Jaguars starting quarterback when they went on their longest playoff run. And that's about it. Lance Guidry was a defense. Used to coach at. He's coached at 2 Miamis, so we'll get a chance to see Lance Guidry, who is a notable drunk when he was at McNeese State, who Florida plays next week, ironically. But he's coached at FAU. He's now Miami's defensive coordinator. Good stuff for them. Another game to look into over the weekend. Louisville plays Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech has a 32.1% chance of winning. If you've heard me say Louisville is my dark horse candidate to play in the ACC championship, Louisville is favored by 7.5 points. Jeff Brom's first game as a coach. Louisville has Jack Plummer, who is going to be who was at California last year, who's going to be the starter. He threw for 3,000 yards last season and 21 touchdowns. Georgia Tech starts Haynes King, who came over from Texas A&M. And a myriad of other transfers. The last time these two teams met, the Yellow Jackets beat the Cardinals 46-27. Different quarterback, different times. Real quick, we're going to go over FSU versus LSU. How much time are we got? Okay, FSU plays LSU on Sunday, obviously. The experts are weighing in on what they believe about FSU, LSU. Guys won 2 national championships. 3 national championships in his time, 2 different schools. Urban Meyer, he knows a little bit about Florida State. Let's listen to what Urban's take is on this game and what he believes about this Florida State's team, because sometimes it's important to ask guys who have experience his opinions.
Reading up on some of the teams, but LSU, they got a fine coach in Brian Kelly. I've coached against LSU. I always tell people they just look different.
Yeah.
They're so talented, and that hasn't stopped. As a matter of fact, they're a very NFL player ratio to the NFL. LSU's right at the top right now, and so that's going to be a very talented team. I pick LSU in this game. I think Jordan Travis and Florida State is still a year away. I think the Florida State team's a year away.
Agree.
You think about what that coach Norvell has done down at Florida State. They were awful a couple years ago. I mean, that didn't. I had to sometime run it back and say, is that really Florida State we're watching? And you look at them now. That's a good coach, excellent staff, and they got really good players. So it's going to be a close game, but I still like LSU.
Now, I have nothing wrong with him thinking it's going to be a close game. I have nothing wrong with him thinking that's going to be LSU.
That's a hell of a game.
But what I have a problem with is when people just make these, like, this is a guy who's just talented and just relying off of his knowledge of the game. Anybody saying Florida State is a year away does not really look at what Florida State's roster is next year. Like, they returned 87% of the production, but if Florida State's a year away, then they're never going to get there. And I'm not saying that to suggest that he's wrong for picking LSU. I'm saying that he's pulling his shit out of his ass. And sometimes experts aren't experts. So it's unfortunately what we got to do. But I think Urban's wrong on that part. But, whatever. That's his opinion. Fifth quarter, FSU dropped the LSU uniform combo. They're wearing their traditional yellow helmets, white jerseys, yellow pants. Florida State's wearing their traditional garnet jersey, gold pants, gold helmet combo. So if you're looking for some funky combos, you're not going to find it. Not this year. Yesterday, I was on Power Hour, and I want you to go check that out. He said, I wish I could go find. Yeah, I can't. I know he added me on this. Miles, click on actual Carter's Twitter, like the Natty LSU, and then go down to where it's me and him. Keep scrolling. Like, click on that. So when people start talking shit, right? And not saying he was talking shit, but like, my guy, y'all know me. I've put a mayor on the phone, and I'm good to put my friends on the phone when people get to talking. He asked that same question about Jamar Chase, so I had to call the GOAT. I called the GOAT, and let's listen to what the GOAT has to say of who is better, Jamar Chase or himself. College Jamar Chase or number 9 at Florida State, 99.
Jamar Chase, so me in college?
Yes.
Come on, man, stop that.
College Jamar Chase. I told him that was going to be his answer. I was like, Pete's answer to anything is, come on, man. Come on, bro. You know the answer. Like one time I say, hey, Pete, is Percy Harvin better than you? Come on, man. Percy will tell you that he ain't better than me, JC. Come on, baby. He always says the exact same thing. But please go check out that show. Really does a good job. I enjoy talking with him. It was no trolling and all of that other stuff. But here's some clear trolling right here. SEC Michael W. Bratton, excuse me. He went out and for whatever reason, people are thinking that that LSU is not just going to win. I can't argue with you if you believe LSU is going to win. I can see a scenario where I see a scenario where Florida State goes 2-2 out of September. I don't think that happens, but I'm pretty sure I think Florida State will win. That's who I'm picking. But this right here is just when people go over the top. And what's wild is people call me fat. This motherfucker. I want people to realize, like, let's clear the fucking air right now. Blow this shit up, Miles. So that I need people. It's like if you're watching this on your YouTube screen, hopefully you're not watching this on your TV. Because you're gonna see fat real quick. God damn it, I'm fluffy. This motherfucker is fat. Like, shit. Call me motherfucking fat, bitch. You can see the goddamn muscles. But this motherfucker to the right of the screen, that's fat. I'm sorry. Ain't no way to say that. But go ahead, push play.
Again, Mike Norvell. Oh my God, everybody's piping the praises of him. I think he's like 15-6, Shane. 15-6 in his last 2 seasons. Everyone's like, this is the team on fire.
Oh, yeah.
But he's been there for like 4 or 5 years now, and we're just in year 2. We're just getting this thing going. And you got people like me thinking they can win the SEC, can win the national championship. I think this is a major mismatch that I can't believe people are buying into the Florida State hype.
Me either, man. Ain't work done, ain't down there. You know what I'm saying? Brother, Florida State, yeah, enjoy it. You won all the preseason banners, but when it comes down to it, there's nobody outside of the SEC that really thinks this is going to be a game. And I hope nobody clips this later and uses it if LSU loses. But there's always that.
Again, Mike Norvell. Oh my God, everybody's piping the praises of him. I think he's like 15-6, Shane. 15-6 in his last 2 seasons. Everyone's like, this is the team on fire. But he's been there for like,
as you know, I was at one point in my life, I was very svelte. I was sexier than a motherfucker. I understand how I got Miles. I know how I got your sister. I was sexy than the motherfucker. It was a fooled her. And my daughter's mom. I know exactly how I got her. Like, I looked fucking phenomenal when I was like 215, 220. I was, man. I walk around, like if I look like that now, I would walk around with no shirt on. But at least at one point I was something. This guy was never anything. And these are the guys that you're taking. And here's my problem. Again, I want everybody to know full transparency. If you watch the show, James Coleman, registered Republican, did not vote for 4-5, did not vote for Biden either. I voted Libertarian candidate because I believe my vote counts and blah, blah, blah. Y'all vote for the Bloods and the Crips and all that stuff. I vote for who I think is the best and I can live with my decision. But here's my thing. When I go to these different conventions or I go to places where there's a bunch of other Republicans, they all tend to sound like this. And the one thing I will say is this. Nobody has better, not situational memory. What is it? Selective memory than a goddamn Republican. Like 4-5 can say a lot of shit and then just forget that he said that shit. And then just keep going. Like, nobody outside the SEC thinks this is even a big game. Florida State, you won all your off-season and preseason battles and blah, 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 blah. Man, this is the South, boy. We love it over here. Like, bro, Florida State beat LSU last year rather convincingly up into the last 5 minutes. Like I always tell people, if you didn't get a chance to watch the game and you only saw one thing, that's what I want you to do. Go read the fucking box score, right? So let's go read. Like the box score will tell you everything. LSU, the only quarter that LSU beat Florida State was the fourth quarter. They scored 13 points. The Florida State 7. They scored 3 points in the first quarter. Excuse me, no, they scored 10. Yeah. Let me go pull it up my goddamn self so I make sure it's fresh in my mind. FSU versus LSU 2022. Again, right, wrong, indifferent. Florida State won that game. LSU scored 3 points in the first quarter. Florida State scored 7 in the second quarter. Third quarter, 10 points. LSU scored 7 to make the game 17-7. Florida State drives down, scores, makes the game 24-7. Florida State is about to score again. They fumble the ball on the 1-yard line. That would have made the game 31-7 for those who are judging at home. They fumbled it. LSU came back and made it a very exciting 5 minutes of football left in the game. Now, I'm not sitting here saying, like, I actually go back and forth of believing that Florida State can beat, can blow out LSU, but I also don't. I also really believe that it's going to be a closer game than what people think. I can't just go out and say Florida State is going to mollywop them. That would be arrogance. But I do believe that the SEC is just really like they really, really buy into the brand of the SEC just being fully superior to everybody else. And that's just not necessarily true. And I think that's going to get you guys fucked up and get your feelings hurt, which is part of the reason what happened to Florida in this past game happened. People went in very arrogant and they just believed that because they're the SEC, that the Pac-12 is going to lay down. And the only people terrified of the SEC are those who are in the SEC. So, like, I have no idea why you guys believe the things that you believe, but it's just the confidence and the swag and the braggadocio in which you talk about these things. It's very, very, very disheartening and disrespectful. But finishing that up, make sure you guys go check out the different games this weekend. A lot of good stuff. Check out the Pick'em. Easy way to win $50 if you're a member. It's literally one of the last posts that I made on the YouTube channel for the members section. If you're not a member, go become a member. It's $3.99 a fucking month at the lowest, $99 and 99 cents at the top. That top package, a lot of those guys going to get a chance to go to all the tailgates, have a good time, ball out, make some friends, stay in the air condition. We had to make some changes. We will have some big ass fans that will cool the warehouse down. I'm about 25 degrees cooler than what it would be on the outside is what I've been estimated. They took all the AC units to go use for people who actually needed them and the generators. So it's like, what am I going to tell to somebody? Like, it's a fucking hurricane. We're going to a goddamn football game and we're all alive. Some people lost everything. Like, so if you want your money back because we don't have the 30-ton air conditioning unit, just hit me up on the side. I'll make sure you get squared up. But outside of that, it should be a good thing. I'm gonna count my blessings and we're gonna have a great time this weekend. And hopefully this weekend I will be undefeated in all my wishes. 3-0. Mandarin, Miami University, and LSU. And then we'll have a great show on Monday. So check it out. We'll have a post-game show probably sometime. I'll probably have a post-game show on Monday. We'll have Big Games BS on Monday. And then on Tuesday, I'm not talking to any of you motherfuckers. I will be gone somewhere. Probably cut my phone off. Might tweet a couple times, but I am outie 5,000. Please go push the like button. We had a good amount of people watching this at some point. Push the like button, share, comment, tell everybody about this. Next goal is 3,000. Let's get to 3,000 so we can give somebody 300. Appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me. And I will see you guys at the tailgate on Sunday.